to the FIMU Alpha LCS season week number 6. My name is Sean Menving Shannon. I am here joined by Joe Biscuit Hat. How is it going today, Joe Biscuit Hat?
Oh, it's good. It's been a nice peaceful Sunday here. We got a couple good matches lined up here. I'm really excited for. Yeah, it's going pretty well.
Yeah, yeah, definitely excited for this matchup here today between two pretty pretty solid teams going up against each other. Oof down there towards the bottom side, currently occupying the 10th place in our standings, while One Trick Ponies is currently tied for 4th with Un Troco de Minos, UTD, who will be playing later tonight versus Legends on Tap, who is our second place team. So don't forget to watch that over on twitch.tv/Bear Jr. after this game has concluded. Looking at both of these teams right now, is there any in particular matchup
Oh,
that you're kind of?
I actually need to go. I'll be right back. So sorry, Sean.
Well, as I was saying, what I'm really looking forward to when it comes, hey Sam Dilio, how's it going, man? What I'm really looking forward to is both of these teams' junglers heading out against each other. Theatrics versus Elucida right now. As we're already into pick bands, which you can't see on the screen, but I will tell you about it. So on the side of Oof, they have banned the Anivia away from Flesh and the away from the bot lane. On the side of One Twick Ponies, they have banned out the Caitlyn and the Soraka.
This way, boy.
A bit of a question mark kind of
Tall.
uh, ban right there coming out for the side of One Twick Ponies, but it's okay. And with their third and final ban, Oof has about 7 seconds left, and they're going to ban the Alistar hover right here. Yeah, so the Alistar is going to be banned out, taking away from the likes of Slaga, who is one of your all-star supports this game for this season, with the Kane ban being hovered now that it is a shared champion between Theatrics and Elucida. But I do think that it is one champion that we associate with Elucida for being really good and having a strong carry like on it. So those are going to be your bans right now as they are on the screen. With Oof's first pick, you kind of think that maybe support is where they're looking at right here. I don't see anything too big unless it could be the Urgot jungle. I know that Urgot being flexed between Necro Guy and Elucida is a possibility, and he still is the monster right now that he is. But the Rakan going to be
Ooh.
a nice pick for Jaboy, a local Rakan player, but also a nice takeaway from the likes of Saga. So Jaboy, uh, activate my windows. I'm activating them.
Nice.
Activate. Thanks,
Feels
Sam.
feels bad.
Yeah.
Urgot pick coming here for OTP. They're hovering it, but I can't imagine them not locking it in. Urgot super strong. Yep, there we go. The lock in super strong right now. Could be flex top or jungle. Labby Dabby Doos. We played it last night in the top lane actually, and it worked out very well. The Conqueror overpowered stuff still applies to top lane and the jungle. Both
Mm-hmm.
pretty equally IMO, and the Varus pick coming in for OTP.
Yeah. So the Varus is something that I think Jirachi is uh, previously not been a huge fan of, but the Varus lethality build with Urgot is kind of like the way to go about it. So if you are a Varus and you're going to be poking them out, and then Urgot with his extended ult range can then get them low enough, activate the R, drool them back in, fear beyond death. That's the way to do it. And I also think that Urgot most likely will be a jungle Urgot from the likes of Theatrics, so that he around level 6 Varus literally just being picked because LCS is picking it. Not today, they didn't. There was no Varus in LCS today, my friend. TSM, by the way. Jinx being locked up for Oof here in the bot lane. Um,
Yeah,
Trash
kind of.
solo queue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
another really strong solo queue pick, as you were probably just about to say. Um, kind of surprised it was picked with the Rakan. I feel like a different support probably could have been picked. Then again, It's Your Boy's really good on him, so maybe that's why that combo was picked. Renekton coming in for top here on Oof. Again, also really strong early game. Don't think it's a bad pick, but I think, you know, I don't really know how good it'll be. Really depends on the player, in my opinion. And the Zillion pick coming in for OTP.
Yeah, OTP's comp's looking really, really solid right now. I still think it's Urgot jungle with the Zillion mid lane for 100%. And this Renekton, if Oof is catching on to what I think OTP is putting down, I think they ban out some top laners that they think Ganwian can play, because I don't see Ganwian playing this Urgot in the top lane. You can ban the likes of the Malphite or the Scion or the Maokai, but that's still going to leave him one of those three up. You only have two bans. As the Orianna comes in focused at Jumper J in that mid lane, to go against a Zillion, there's nothing that's too punishing unless Jumper J pulls on an assassin. But Jumper J, I feel, probably going to go back to that pocket Vel'Koz. That unless they ban it out here. The Thresh being hovered, which I think would be a really good ban right here to take it away from Slaga. They're just trying. I don't know. What are you typing, Dylan?
Uh-oh.
Or
Twitch chat.
what the heck? Twitch chat
Coming in
is busted.
clutch here. We have the Evelyn pick, or ban, excuse me, being hovered right now. I think Evelyn is also in a very strong state. We've seen it pop off in PMA LCS this season especially. Not sure what happened there. Maybe it was some pro draft spaghetti code, or they just didn't ban anybody. Okay, Eve was confirmed. It was an Evelyn ban.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
That's good. I'm also kind of interested by that, because while Evelyn, I know, has played it before, definitely not, that shows that this Urgot is in the jungle, because Evelyn, Theatrics is an Evelyn player. So that's really, really unfortunate. Biscuit is very quiet. Biscuit, can you turn yourself up?
Oh, sorry. I'm sitting a little farther away from my mic. I got my dog laying down where my chair goes, so he's being really cute, and I don't want to disturb him.
So you should just yell.
Yeah, exactly. maybe kick him a little bit. Garen pick coming in for OTP. Another solid top pick. And that does confirm Theatrics is going in on the Urgot, which I think we were both pretty certain of. But, we got the confirmation. Garen is super strong. We've seen Chad pop off with it.
Yeah, but I mean, if we want to talk about Garen main in the LCS, you got to start with the Garen Wian, as I like to call him, as he doesn't care. He's going to flash to get a Sheen proc and kill your tower. All right, he doesn't care at all. Talia, though, locked in. And what I really like about this pick is that, one, you can now run an assassin in the mid lane if you'd like. I don't think it'll happen. I still think it's going to be that Vel'Koz. But Talia right now. Oh, in the Morgana mid. I do like this. Morgana mid has been seeing a lot of play in the mid lane in particular. But so has Talia. But Talia right now in the jungle for Elucida, one of his kind of champs that he's really, really enjoyed playing. And also it provides more safety and peel for the Jinx come late game for this Morgana, and the Morgana also just being able to push out the Zillion in these early stages, also the Black Shield for the double bombs and such, as one trick ponies rounds out their composition with a Pike. Not necessarily something that I thought we would see here coming out of Slaga when the likes of the Braum are still available, but still that gives them a lot of playmaking opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. I think I'm gonna give a stream R in the chat here to let the teams know that we're ready. But looking at both comps here, I think both comps, they're really trying to do the team fight thing. I think Oof is trying to win the early game with that Renekton pick. But we'll see. It's anybody's game here. Week 6 PMA LCS. We have two teams trying to fight to move up in the ladders here. And I think, if we're looking at comps, I think OTP might take it. I think they're a little bit more team fight orientated with the Zillion, the Garen to peel for the Varus, and the Urgot as well to peel. I think it's we got some good comp stuff coming out from both teams. Like we said, the Morgana mid. The Talia can ult from one side of the map to help her team if they spaghetti a little bit.
Hey,
Oh, what's up?
Biscuit, they really need you to get closer, apparently.
Oh, okay. All right. Turning myself up just a little bit here. Let me know if that works. I got some Chad Penguin emotes in the chat. I think that means it's good. We are getting to pick band, real pick band now. Feels good. Sean, which comp do you think is better and why here?
So I'm gonna go with One Trick Pony, mainly because there's a mix of comfort between the Zillion and the Garen, as well as I think some extremely strong pick in the Urgot, and I will most likely be seeing that Comet Varus coming out from Jirachi, even though it's not the kind of like play style that they enjoy playing. They particularly like to play the DPS style of champions.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Poke Varus would be incredibly good, especially against a team that has no real tank, no real front line. This Renekton can ult, can get themselves ahead. I think it's also going to be extremely hard to try to do that with the Garen in the top lane unless you see a lot of focus up there. So that's my take right now. If I had to pick, it'd be One Twig.
Okay, yeah, pretty fair. I like what you brought up though. We have some comfort. We also have some team fight as well. I think yeah. I can't agree with you more here. I think One Trick has the better comp. And yeah, I think One Trick has also been doing a little bit better this season. And I think I like the layout of their team. We have the Gangwian in the top lane. We have Theatrix in jungle and Flesh as a mid laner here. These are all super solid players in PMA LCS. These are people who have been playing these roles. The Jirachi too. Everybody on their team is I think really really good. Not to say the people on OOF aren't. I think they are as well. But I will say that One Trick Ponies here doesn't have a rookie on their team, while OOF does. And maybe, that sort of veteran experience might be what's kind of, helping them perform a little bit better this season, unlike OOF. Maybe I'm not sure. Not to say that Necroguy hasn't been performing. I think Necroguy has been doing a fantastic job in the top lane. We've seen him pop off a couple of games actually, which help OOF, win their games and stuff like that. I will say I'm kind of shocked by the Talia pick. I'm not gonna lie. I also wanted to re-chat. Sorry. Sean, I'm not a jungle main. Is Talia good right now?
Talia is mainly seen more so in the mid lane as an answer to stuff like Lissandra and some of these other pushing control mages to, equal the push a little bit and also help with gank assist. Talia in the jungle right now for this meta and for this league in particular is fairly good. I would like to point out, though, that now as we are in the Spectale, it is actually Jumper J in the bot lane on the Jinx and not Mudkips. Mudkips will be sporting that Morgana mid with the TP. I'm expecting the Morgana to be taking the Glacial Augment. Excuse me, I've been burping. I like soda. Stay hydrated, gamers. But that what wait, you have financial markets on your thing?
Maybe.
I can see it. There's no maybe. I'm just looking. Do you do stocks?
You know, I do dabble in legal betting, aka the stock market a little bit. It's looking
Hey
pretty good.
guys,
Looking pretty good.
Joe is your man if you need some.
No, I'm
There
not.
we
I
go.
am not your man. Do not
Joe is
ask.
the man if you want some money in your hand. Another recession is coming, my dude. Thanks, Sean, for taking my spot. Hey, no problem, JJ. Feel so bad because it's all good. Bung hat, lol. Ooh, yeah, the bung hat coming at you hard.
The bung
Why would you ever put
hat
a bung? Yeah, I like biscuit men better.
biscuit men. Love it.
Yeah,
Play.
because because after you have it, you have to have something to wash down and like because it's just so much goodness. Are you
Wait,
watching Stream Inception on Stream Inception?
wait.
That's
Olive
too
purple.
much. That's
Olive purple coming in with the fat recession is coming. Could not agree with olive purple even more. You know, PMALCS, we got the educational content for League of Legends. We got
yeah.
the Membung. We got educational content for stock markets now. We got everything here on PMALCS. The yield curve inverted last Friday. It's imminent, boys. Hopefully not, but
Yeah, and what is imminent is that in seconds actually get into the finally. So I'm really interested to see how this goes out. Renekton also choosing to take that ignite in the top lane, so definitely looking to get some kill pressure up there. Hopefully he took Conqueror or press the attack, one of the others. I like Conqueror better just because I still think it's a fairly strong keystone right now. But it'll be really interesting to see where these two junglers in the early game go. By the way, let's pause at 10 and I'm play by play.
yeet.
Okay. I'm Ron Burgundy.
All right, let's get over to the in-game overlay. Do not want to deal with the whole tabbing out thing. My computer just completely spazzes out if I try to like tab out while I'm in game. So we're just loading screen
Yep.
isn't going to look the best, and we're just going to have to deal with it, and that's okay.
You can take the overlay off. Oh no, you only have monitor.
Yeah, I'm working on it. There's some work happening behind the scenes here to get a second monitor. Facebook
Guys,
Marketplace.
he needs the yield curve to work so he can get a second monitor.
We all need the yield curve to work, Membung. It's not looking good. A lot of people are a little nervous, but what I'm not nervous about here is that Morgana skin. Wow.
Okay, so I am a little bit upset with some of these keystones. The Varus is going to be going for the team fight build one. So no longer the lethality will be coming out.
Sad.
Also, Crab got going with the press the attack, which if Maya or anyone else is in chat, please. Dylan, he took press the attack and not conquer on Urgot. Feel free to jump in. Morgana also not taking the glacial augment. Gonna be taking that comment. I will pause at 10 seconds because I am now in game.
Yeah, I'm paused. We're good. Let me know when you're ready.
All right, let me get. Oh wait, why did my day not pause? All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Alrighty.
Nothing's showing up on stream, by the way. So
Nothing is showing up on stream. Wow, we are off to a good start, everybody. Here we go. We're going to attempt to tab out. Oh, it worked on the first attempt. Wow. Luck is on my side. Oh.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Let's try that. Let's see. This setup worked the last time. I haven't changed anything, so I don't know why it wouldn't be working.
all right, we're good now.
Oh, we're good. Okay, I had, for whatever reason, it was turned off. Like the whatever streaming
To be able to, yeah,
weird, fam.
yeah, to see it, whole thing where you click the eye. Yeah, I understand. All right, so looking at this, gonna be seeing the junglers start on similar sides.
Uh-oh.
Very interesting there.
The real
As
question
Neko
is,
guy.
do they
What?
know that they're starting on similar sides?
They will once they see the top laners come in late. So Talia kind of needs blue. So that's kind of an obvious start. Urgot having red is really good for a level 2 gank.
True. Do you think he's gonna go top after he gets level 2, or?
It is quite a possibility, although most Urgots will not go for a level 2 gank. They can farm pretty heavily. I think he's waiting for Scuttle right there as there is no actual vision, but he did start his E second, so after he takes his Scuttle take, he could be looking for 2 ganking top.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, you know, looking at items here, I don't think there's anything odd. I'm kind of surprised It's Your Boy started Spell Thieves instead of Coin on Rakan. But I guess he's just looking for some poke with his Q. Feels bad, man. You know, Rakan being gutted to the ground. Can't poke well, can't, you know, knock up well, can't do anything well. Feels bad, man. Can we get a hashtag RIP in the chat?
RIP was my season 3 team name.
Double RIP.
Yep. So Elucida gonna be going for this level 3. Got the Scuttle Crab. Was seen going towards it, but then was not spotted going back into his own jungle. Meanwhile, Theatric's gonna be getting that nice little hook lanes right there. Slaga gonna go for done. Goes back in. Does a nice little cheeky W right there to kind of get a little bit of return damage and even get the heals and shields on Jumper Day. Nice Black Shield coming out here from Mudkips. And as it stands right now, it's about a 300 with the CS leads coming from all the laning. The jungles right now just very even.
Ooh,
Theatrics right there gonna take a tower shot.
Feels bad, man. Taking the free tower shot, not ideal when you try to gank.
Yep. Now Necro guy was going in for a trade. I think he could have kept on where Theatrix was at the time. He has Ignite available to him. Gonna flash. Gonna get the stun. Gonna go right there. Can he get one more attack in? Does he have the dice? He does. First blood going over to Necro guy in top lane, taking down the Garen Wian.
Wow, you know what I really liked about that was how he knew he could kill Gangwian. You know, you don't just flash in like that, especially when you have 2 dashes as Renekton, right? Now maybe he didn't have them up. Oh my god, he's a madman.
Yep. Gangwian teleported right back away. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he teleported back, but it just goes to show Necro guy knows the matchup and he knows how to play Renekton. Really great to see actually, and I love seeing stuff like that. So nice.
Yeah,
job,
if we want to talk a bit about the PMA LCS overall as a whole, I think one of the things that I've really in these past 2 splits, kind of with like the introduction of like Rafal, and then even going a little bit more so with a Cout and stuff. There's the amount of carry top laners, but I'm going to be cut off by Elucida right here. He's going to be looking gank right here. Gets the knockup from Shaboy right there on a Jirachi. As the W hasn't been used, the Ignite going to go down. Jirachi going to be going, misses the damage onto that, but here comes Theatrix right here. Heal gets burnt, but Theatrix is all alone. He only has pressed the attack. If he had Conqueror, it made it do better. Jumper J right there gets pulled back in for tower shots right there. But the flash comes out. Did they get it? No. But the TP is coming out from Flesh. Can he salvage anything? He's going to speed himself up. Gets one bomb, and that's going to be it. Elucida, your time is up, and the bomb clock. Boom.
Wow. Wow, that was, I mean, we saw a lot of great mechanics here coming in. We saw some great ganking from Elucida, as well as great positioning from Jumper J, actually. He, again, you know, they knew how to play this gank. They knew that there was no vision in the bot lane for OTP, and they exploited it. You know, I think it's funny that you mentioned the fact that if Theatrix had Conqueror, he maybe would have killed whoever he was attacking. Oh.
Yeah, speaking of Theatrix and attacking someone, here he comes. Level 4, though. Unfortunately, Necro guy gets slain by Ganwian right here with that ultimate coming out. I think if he would have noticed that Theatrix was only level 4, he could have easily taken him out. But as it stands, that's a return kill going over the side of One Twig Ponies.
Yeah, and we got
What?
a little. Ooh.
Yeah.
I think, you know, again, what I was trying to say was I just really enjoyed the positioning for Ajin's obligated feeders and Jumper J especially. You know, they played that very well, and even the return TP I thought was very clean for Flesh. You know, all he had to do was land one bomb and get an extra 300 gold, and hey, he was able to do it. So
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think the one thing I'd want to kind of bring note to was Shaboy's play during that whole entire team fight right there. As Mudkips don't get too close to that bomb. All right.
ooh.
Mudkips not using the black shield as much. So the idea behind Morgana mid, in my opinion, is if you're running the Glacial Augment, all you have to do is just pressure in your mid laner. You're going to be maxing your pool first, and by rank 3, you can almost clear the backline minions with a little bit of AP. And then you just try to find them with some spooky ghost, or you get the Hextech GLP going a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you find some chase and some pick potential right here. As we're gonna see some more trading in the top lane. But the Mountain Drake has spawned 3 minutes ago. Theatrix looking in this red side jungle. He has no priority. If he's found out by anybody, this could be bad.
Yeah, and it looks like he's pinging the red buff here, and he's going to be seen by Elucida, who's pinging on the way. I mean, you know, he is caught out here. He's gonna.
Oh, no!
Yeah,
His
hate to
escape!
see that, folks.
His W! He didn't turn off the W. Oh, but the binding Mudkips using the ultimate right here. Theatrix doesn't have flash either, and they're gonna get the knock up right there. Elucida taking him down. Just as I said right there, Jaboy trying to get it. Oh, but the black shield was late. And so Jirachi right there with the ult. And a nice double bomb from Flesh right there. As now it is a return kill. Jaboy face checking that bush as the bottom lane of One Twig Ponies did come and answer the invade just a little bit too late right there. As Necro Guy gets the ignite on, and because he has Conqueror, he conquers the top lane again. And this time another solo kill for the Renekton in the top lane.
Wow. Necro Guy, again, doing such an insane job here, pressuring the Garen. You know, and again, I mean, granted, it is a Renekton, so he does win the early game. But, you know, if he can snowball that lead, it could be a hard game for One Trick Ponies to bounce back from. And I will say, you know, I think going in on the opponent's red buff here for Theatrix was a little too greedy. You know, obviously I'm watching the game and I know that where the vision is, but still. Oh,
here comes Elucida with a great Weaver's Wall. Oh, into a fantastic W from Shaboy right there as Elucida does get the Unraveled Earth. Slugga not going to be stopped by the traps right there, but they're going to get the kill return right there. 2 kills in the bot lane right here as there looks to be some aggression on mid lane. Nice use of the Black Shield by Mudkips, only just take some damage right there.
Yeah, you know, like I said, I think Ashen's obligated feeders is really exceeding my expectation here on their ganking as well as their positioning, right? You know, we talked about in Champ Select, we talked about this Aaliyah being able to make these really long ganks, you know, from, I don't even know where she was that time. Was she at her red?
No, she was just at the point of where the... So, the thing that's really, really good, honestly, that we didn't talk about. Oh, as the binding does hit, so Flesh takes a lot of damage turret shots as well. We didn't talk about this, but the 2 immobile carries from the side, like there's only one person on the side of Trick Ponies who can get over. As hey, it's PMA LCS boys, let's get a pause in. But the 2, there's only one character on the entirety of One Trick Ponies who can go over a Talia wall, and that's actually Slugga.
Oh.
So everyone else is fairly immobile without Brash. And as it stays right now, I'm gonna look at some gold here for a bit. while the gold lead is about 800 overall in terms of oof, because I believe they've gotten more turret plates off, as well as having more kills. In the bot lane, it's about a 600 gold lead, and in the jungle, it's about a 300 gold lead, with the top lane being the biggest of that 800 gold lead being 800 gold itself. But the saving grace is, as you can see on your map right now, with that 150 gold bounty on top of his head and nearly a 30 CS gold lead, is Flesh in that mid lane having over about around 1300 and invested into him more than the opposite mid lane.
Yeah, you know, and I think you said it really well here. You know, Flesh having that gold lead is going to be the saving grace when bombs, you know, get landed and they just blow away Jinx, Talia, Morgana, or Rakan. I mean, it's gonna be really hard. I mean, and they're gonna have to build MR to counter that, right? You know, and you know, we also have the Zillion ult. I mean, Flesh, you know, is in. He really can have the potential to carry this game for his team as long as he plays it right. And you know, I think what he needs to do is kind of what he did earlier. He needs to apply pressure other places on the map. Now he has the 30 CS lead, so if he does go to Rome when who is that? When Mudkip's wave isn't like out of his tower, I think that's fine. You know, if he loses about 10 to 15, you know, 2 to 3 waves here, I don't really think it's the end of the world.
Oh, and that's going to be Mudkip's dying right there. Wait, Mudkip's used a stopwatch. Very good by him. As Flesh prematurely did the BM mastery spam. As Elucid is about to get caught out right here by Slaga, the ult does land from the side of Jirachi, but Theatrix right there gets the ult down onto Elucida, so Slaga may try. Oh, they get the map. As now they'll probably be starting up this Baron, which actually wasn't aggroed by the fear. I guess dragons don't know fear. That's what I'm gonna say to that one right there. So a little bit unfortunate coming right out of the pause, as it looks like Necro Guy was threatening to want to.
Oh, looks like he's going in. Oh, never mind.
That's a half health damage combo right there for the side Necro Guy, but unfortunately, those kills going down right there for the side of One Trick Ponies, as Necro Guy is really looking to go in, forces the flash out of, and the Mountain Drake gonna be going down. So that's gonna be really, really good for this team. They don't have the best Baron taking speed until Varus gets about those, you know, 2 item power spike. But outside of that, there's nothing really that they can do. Obviously, once Urgot hits that level 9 here in the next months, you might be able to do something. Slaga gonna have to force the flash out of Mudkips, who already burnt the black shield and doesn't have the stopwatch available either. As here comes Necro Guy. Oh, Ganwian just fast enough to miss out on the unraveled earth into the, God, I can't forget that one. It's the seismic shove. Come on, Sean. Come on, Minbung.
Yeah, you know, and it's funny. Just as I keep giving, you know, oof compliments about their positioning, you know, they miss position and give up 2 kills. Really unfortunate. They still have a pretty, you know, okay gold lead with that being given up. Now that they got first tower as well, you know, like what I said about Flesh can be applied to Necro Guy. Necro Guy, what he needed to do was just that, take down that first tower, and now apply pressure elsewhere. It looks like he's... Oh, maybe they're going back for another gank on Ganguian?
Oh, this would be a great gank right here if they... The unraveled earth right there. Gonna get the stun into the seismic.
Ooh, he's looking for the stun.
Does he? He does have the ignite, and does he not? He doesn't chase for it. Play by them. So with 14 minutes... Oh, the Jinx rocket just missing. With 14 minutes, all the turret plating has fallen down. So if I'm not mistaken, they got two plates in the bot lane, 1 in the top, and or two in the bot lane. All I can tell you is that there's a fight going on right now. Ooh, nice flash up. Arm back, and it's gonna pick it up. Chaboy gonna get that? Jirachi trying to put out as much GP as he can, but he can't. Chaboy gets the double kill right there, as also Flesh was taken down, and here comes the seismic shove right onto it. Nope, didn't have the W ready. Elucida gets the seismic shove onto Theatrix head, but they kill Flesh, who just TP'd back into the river. Unfortunate right there. Series of events for the side of One Trick Pony. One could say that was a oof moment.
A big oof. You know, and like I said here, now we got the Renekton sitting mid, right? They're taking their lanes that snowballed well in the laning phase, and they're applying pressure elsewhere. Jinx is going to have a big buy here, sitting on 13k gold. You know, both teams are going to reset here, but I think, you know, if I'm Oof, I'm looking for Rift now, right? You know, they have the gold lead, they have the tower pressure. They really only need to watch out for Flesh, if I'm being honest. I think that would be my call, especially with having the Renekton being so far ahead. Who's up over 2k gold now. I mean, it's not looking good for One Trick.
Well, as of right now, definitely. Especially with the fact that your Jinx, as you said, has hit that IH mark. Oh no, but here comes Jumper J, gonna get locked up right there. Slaga, but Chaboy right there, jumping back into the double bomb. Unfortunately, is he gonna get down? No, the Black Shield just saves him, and the Slaga's ult missing right there. My goodness, very, very lucky that he's able to get out with his life right there. As Jumper J just only gets one bomb on top of him. People need to start watching out for these bombs from Flesh, as he is gonna be doing some serious deeps in the middle of these fights.
Yeah, for sure. You know, and that's what I said earlier. His bombs are going to be killer. And you know, they're good zoning tools as well as CC and damage. I mean, but you know, he's got to land them.
And Mudkips goes in, but a nice re-engage. Boy, with a Super Mega Death Rocket goes out. Mudkip's gonna be pulled in. Oh, but they got him right there. Double bombs right there. Jay gonna be following well, as Necro Guy is now here, and he's gonna be trying to do as much as he can. Flesh not being able to do anything right there. Theatrix barely getting away with his life, as Necro Guy gets a triple kill with a massive Tiamat proc right there, and it's gonna be a 4 for 3 when it's all said and done off of the back of Necro Guy, just showing that BDE right now.
Ooh, Elucida missing the seismic shove, I believe. Yeah, you know, like we said, those bombs, man, they really put in some work and really, again, were the saving grace of that fight, but it just wasn't enough. I mean, Renekton now is a full item ahead of the Garen. It's just not looking good. He's gonna solo Drake, guys. I mean, this Necro Guy is pretty freaking ahead.
Yeah, and being honest, I'll tell you this, in my initial kind of Callet vote for all-star top laners, while Necro Guy didn't get my top 2 votes, he got my 3rd vote if there would have been one, as Slugga gets caught out right there, Jirachi taking a bunch of damage, and the binding just misses on the side of Flesh, who had to burn his flash because of some nice cheeky plays by Elucida. So just trying to find these micro advantages all across the map for the side of One Trick Ponies. But to my point right there, Necro Guy has been, I think, the saving grace of Oof for time and time again. And it actually is always kind of off the back of him having some huge solo performances as well as on Renekton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, you know, he is the rookie, I believe, of this team. I know Jumper J is new too, but I don't think.
Yeah, Jumper J and Necro Guy are the 2.
Oh, Jumper J is a rookie too. Okay, yeah, you know.
To the league, yeah.
To the league, yeah, yeah. You know, it's kind of funny because they are both have been doing pretty well this split on their team. Really, you know, being the anchors, I think, in my opinion. You know, and like you said, Necro Guy again, just performing very well, doing what he's been doing. Really, you know, unfortunately stopping the Gangween down. However, I feel like Gangween does bring a lot of teamfight potential with his silences and stuff like that. He also has the TP, which I think is pretty big. Personally, yeah. I love running double TP comps. just because they, provide a little bit of extra rotational pressure and Baron pressure when we get to this point in the game, actually. So that's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, I did want to point out earlier, you did say there was no rookies on the side of one trick pony. Ganwian is their rookie.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Ganwian, I met him at GameStop.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at that.
Theatrics burning the Fear Beyond Death a little bit prematurely, trying to think that maybe out someone right there as they're forcing onto this mid lane tower as Slaga has to get the Chrono Shift used on him before he's about to be taken out right there. A Necro guy trying to 2v1 in this top lane. Theatrics missing everything, but the silence comes out as you were just talking about and doesn't allow Necro guy to do any more. Although he already had his ult stop, Elucida caught out between a underwater dude and some guy with a bow and arrow. He pays for his sins, but he actually took Jirachi out on the backside of that. My goodness, so much damage coming out from Talia, who has the Sork Shoes pen, now just finished the Morello Nomicon, which I think is actually crucial in these fights, because you may not think about it, but grievous wounds against a team with a Garen, an ulting Zillion, and Slaga, who gains more health when they're not seen by the enemy, is going to be massive, as well as a Blade of the Ruin King user for the likes of Varus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. They have a lot of health regen on their comp, and that pen's going to be really, really good to see. I wonder if Renekton's going to build any, or if Jinx will. I'd be shocked if Jinx did, actually, but yeah, I think I would like to see it on another person just in case. It would make those fights we saw earlier in the top lane for Renekton, I think, go a little bit better. Maybe, but...
Yeah, so the reason why we keep on seeing this lane kind of is because there's no real engage on the side of one-trick ponies. They have to play around pick. Varus ultimate, Slaga getting a pull, Flesh double bombs, something like that. And also having mid lane tower down is so pivotal for contesting these neutral objectives right now. Also, one thing to note, that Theatrics, now being level 12, has had, oh, here comes an engage and a huge Flesh. You do not get to revive today. You do not get to come back for a second life. No seconds, no takesy backsies. You're dead along with Theatrics right now, as I believe the dragon is spawning in 20 seconds, and it is an Infernal Drake, but with the jungler down and mid lane turret being broken, they can either go for tier 2 or 1 and fall back to the dragon, or they could have done this, but here comes the Weaver's Wall coming out just to zone everybody off to ensure that they get this tier 2 tower. Really nice wall right there, and as I said before, Slaga being the only one who can jump over, so he can't be caught out. They're going to come get this dragon, and they have a pretty sizable gold lead here now at the 23-minute mark.
Yeah, again, I maybe you didn't say this, but I think, it could be implied, again, it's really exceeding my expectations this game one so far. They had a gold lead early on, well, actually a gold deficit, first like 5-10 minutes of the game, and now they've taken that and extended it to a 3K gold lead here. And I think that's just really...
I am a little bit worried, because this is about to be, yeah, exactly, they Necro in the bot lane. They have no vision on this. They just scouted out with the blue trinket right now, but there's no way that they can stop this whatsoever. They did a late reset in doing this, and at 23 minutes and 40 seconds, the Baron going away just because of some really bad back timers by the side of Oof. Hashtag Oof in the chat.
big Oof for sure. I think, yeah, they will get the tier 2 bot, though, which isn't bad here. Oh.
Mudkip's luckily flashing away right there, being kind of in a no real reason, pushing up that mid tier 1 right there as Theatrics is taken down right there. Massive amounts of damage. Elucida even gets the blue buff on top of that. So, trading for 1-for-1 right there, definitely in the favor of One Trick Pony, but because they had a Baron user go down and their pressure on the map had been taken away from the 4v5, it's huge for find that pick.
Yeah, I completely agree. And, you know, now, like you said it before, the Talia damage just so big. 6, 3, and 9 doing so well. Has a bounty. She is down by about 30 farm, which is unfortunate. But I don't think that's bad, as we got an engage coming in.
Yep, and Jirachi,
No.
he flashes, but he flashes not over. Your boy's trying to find the charm. Double bombed right there as Ganlian takes down the tier 1 turret right there, but the rest of OOF should be pressuring up on this mid lane tier 1 as Flesh and Slaga are running for their lives, and only Theatrics just finally is back here as they're probably going to break this mid tier 1 right there. There's a huge engage from Boy right there as Mudkips is called to answer Ganlian in the bot lane. Right there is going to ult right there on top of Ganlian. Built no MR whatsoever. The mid lane inhibitor goes down whilst not having the Baron either, as Ganwian really didn't care much for that ult and the, you know, everything being put at him. But these tower shots are, yeah, he's Garen Wian. Nothing much there.
Yeah, I will say, you know, it's kind of funny. We see really good. Oh no.
Hansu, my lord, paying respects to his former teammate on They Are Provoked right there, as he's just doing so much deep right here on top of everybody as they're pushing 4-man strong into this tier 2. My goodness, Hansu. Excuse me, Elucida, but my goodness. It was a play so good you just had to call them by their first name.
God damn. I mean, yeah, he's doing really well with these picks. I mean, and his ultimates too actually have been really on point. You know, with either zoning off Jirachi, zoning off their entire team. I mean, just some really good stuff coming out of the Talia and playing her to, I think, her full potential, at least in a PMA LCS light. You know, and like I said, maybe he could be farming a little bit better, but other than that, I think he's doing his best. And I just want to talk about Ganguian here. Ganguian still doing a great job pressuring those side lanes and is doing the thing. You know, he got the tier 1 bot. He almost got the tier 2 bot as well, while the rest of his team, you know, unfortunately lost the team fight and had to give up mid inhib. But, you know, he's still doing his job. You know, there's nothing really I think he could do unless maybe group up instead of taking those side lane towers. But it is what it is. I think he's doing great. You know, Jirachi, on the other hand, it's really hard when you have the Talia, the Morgana, I mean, you know, I think we're looking for an engage here.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that I'd like to know as Ganlian just finding as the Super Mega Death Rocket used to, I'm not sure why, but the Infernal Drake will be spawning here in 10 seconds, and Morgan, you're gone! I think Elucida is cosplaying as Zoe right now, because I didn't the health bar go. My word. No one on the team is building any MR whatsoever, so he hits like a Mack truck.
Yeah, you know, we're looking at the stats here. He has 500 AP right now, 28 minutes in the game. And yeah, what I was gonna say is, you know, I don't think we really touched upon how much CC OOF has compared to One Trick Ponies. Every champion except, well, no, even the Jinx has some sort of,
Look at that, Ganwian gonna be having to use the as the fear beyond death goes out, but the only death that's probably gonna be experienced right now is the side of Ponies as they just get chunked out by this Elucida's Talia right here. Doesn't even have to do anything else. No Summoner's Burn except for the heal on the side of Jumper J, as they're just going to be pressuring this bot lane inhibitor turret as the Weaver's Wall comes out. Guess who's caught? It's Jirachi and Elucida with the double kill and a nice ultimate and jumping in from the side of Chaboy right there as they take this down. It's a 3v5 right here, and looks like they're going to escort these minions in and try to end the game.
Yeah, you know, this is very crucial here. OOF, yeah, I think this is the better call, actually. Going for the top inhib tower and possibly the inhib is definitely the safer route here when you get to this late of the game. You don't want to make a
Oh,
slip. Yeah, a lot of damage
Jumper
coming out
J.
from Flesh. You don't want to make the slip up though of accidentally, throwing the game because you overstayed in the base, right? They have the gold lead. They have now 3 lanes with supers in it. They just gotta They just gotta keep doing what they're doing. Oh, it's your boy with the big dick back. Holy moly, that was scary.
Chat Penguin with some major in the chat that have wanted Jirachi is the one, since he's our spreadsheet guru. I will not say the other word that they use, but spreadsheet guru saying, what if they're the one that ends up getting 12 deaths in one game? I don't know if that'll happen because I don't think that this game's going to last that long. It is only a 4,500 gold lead, but with 3 super minion waves, double super minion waves coming in right there, this should be a very, very free Baron right now for the side of Oof. Off of the back of what I want to call this trio of just, huge engage with Chaboy each time, and Elucida just getting the seismic shoves, literally pushing his team across the finish line right now.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, and it looks like here, Oof is gonna solidify this Baron. They're making the smart calls. They're playing the slow game. Nothing wrong with solidifying the win, right? Oh, wait a minute!
Theatrics comes in and he gets the steal. He has the chrono shift on the fight that they're all looking. Double bomb backside, but the binding does land on the side. Jirachi hits his 9th death. That's nowhere near 12 unless you add 3. But overall, 3 go down with only losing Chaboy right here. And while he did secure the Baron with that flash smite right here, I still think it's just a little bit too late for the side of One Twick Ponies, even with Theatrics, admirable attempts right here. But Flesh is going to try to clean it up right now and try to do as he can. Renekton's going to go in. The seismic shove lands on the gangway and chrono shift a back up, but Jumper J and Mudkips are just focusing the structures as you don't have the KDA, and right now, friends, you gotta finish the game. Slaga going in, gets the 2-man stun on to both of them, but Necro Guy finishes right there in that less than 32 minutes. Oof! Takes game 1.
GG. Great job, Oof. Again, really doing well and, exceeding my expectations here, taking game 1 away. Very, I want to say it was very clean. I think they played it very well. And honestly, looking back, I feel like they might have won this game in Champ Select. I think their comp was a little underrated from us.
Well, I think the thing is that it really just depended upon Necro Guy getting the advantages that he had top lane, and then also them understanding what they had to do with that. It took some heroic efforts by Chaboy on this recon, as if you, while I'm talking, can get the MVP poll ready.
Oh, yeah, good call.
Yeah, and then also Jumper J and Mudkips understanding their role in that early to mid game. Don't die. Don't give up pressure. Play your role. Scale. Jumper J getting a bunch of gold off the back of Elucida, focusing that immobile bot lane that would be pushed. And I think also just Theatrics on that early invade kind of made the pressure tilt into the side of his own team. So I think that while we were looking at the comps in the early game, if we think about the way that stuff usually pans out, it looked like Ganwian gonna get tanky, gonna do Ganwian things. Flesh gonna be able to revive someone if they get picked off, and then Jirachi Slaga, getting people low enough with these execute ultimates from Theatrics, from Slaga. It could have panned out, but you really gotta give it, to the side of Oof for playing out their comp and getting the advantages where they had to get it. Because if this game, maybe 5 more minutes down the road, it could have been won off any team. So really well played by them, as I will now copy the straw link and spam that mother in chat. Who are you going to give your MVP vote to, and why?
All right, so, I'm very conflicted. I feel like almost anybody on Oof could really have it. I I talked a lot about how Necroguy played top lane very well this game. I feel like he's a candidate for MVP. I feel like Elucida, I mean, if we look at the damage charts, which I have pulled up on the screen, you know, she outdamaged the next person in the game by 9,000. I mean, it's just her Elucida's picks were just so crucial. You know, that I think he's a good candidate for it. Then we look at the bot lane. We have It's Your Boy landing some really, really clean combos, knockups, heal. I mean, you know, really taking a champ that's been nerfed into the ground and excelling with it, right? So I think he's a good candidate for it. We saw the Morgana land some really good binds, and we saw Jumper J pop off on Jinx. I think, you know, any 5 are great. I might give it to Elucida because of the damage and the picks alone, but I think it's really anybody.
Yeah, well, to quote my favorite jungler, picks are good, but smites are bad, okay? Elucida, copyrighted 2019. I'm going to give it to Chiboy, Mr. Rakan in the bot lane. While he did get some of those kills that maybe he wish would have gone over in the early parts of the game, I think his engages were so key and so clutch for even setting up Elucida to get to the point to where they were at. Necro Guy getting that solo kill for first blood and then returning back even bad. Oh, our streamer is just twitching out over there.
Sorry,
My goodness.
Sorry, had a few cups of coffee today.
Totally get it. But I think that's who I'm going to give it to. But we're going to go to a short commercial break here. And actually, it's commercial free because someone throw us Popeyes somewhere. Here at the PMELCS. And we'll be right back with game 2 between Oof and One Trick Ponies.
Oh, yeah. Peace out.